association. Like
After all this done went down, and I got the death penalty.
After all these years, I ain't know what this man been up to. This
His
not
name
even
was on the list.
this.
His name was on the list.
Calling out all my nerds, freaks, and geeks. It's mob time.
Don't tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap food rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Blerd Mob Podcast, your hub for all things black and nerdy. I am your host, Fu, joined by my two co-hosts, Antoine and Ryan. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other streaming service, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get updates from the mob.
And if you curse users, curses, and Jujutsu High sorcerers are watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on those bell notifications for future uploads.
You got it, baby. Sound it out. You got it.
Come on, baby.
You got it, baby. Take your time. Take your time, Pastor. You got it.
Look,
maybe you should have just picked one.
Thought I was good when I said curse users. I was like, okay, that's one S. There we go. Curses. I was like, okay, we got a few more in. I was like, I could do it. I thought I could do it, bro.
I feel you. He got humbled real quick.
Folks will be like, this how they start off the year? They can't talk.
Hey, y'all already know.
Can't talk.
You already know how we get down. It's the Blerd Mob Podcast 2024 edition. New year, same old Blerds. Also, another announcement. We now have a community Discord. So check the description for the audio version and the YouTube version of this review. And make sure you join the community Discord. And that way you can also get updates for everything else that we do that's social media related, live stream related, etc. We got some more stuff coming for 2024, but go ahead and lock in. So, from what Ryan has already alluded to, we are here today for our first mob review of 2024, and you know it had to be Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. But before we get into it, we do have to catch up. So how is everybody doing? How has been your first few days of 2024?
Man, Cat Williams turned this 2024 into a storm.
Man, January got a lot going on already. It's real ghetto out.
Yo, the dude between Cat Williams and the dude who jumped and attacked the judge.
Yeah.
It's been so much going on this TL.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I was like, it's only January 4th. Why are we starting wars? What's going on right now?
I think, so Cat Williams stuff has broken the internet. That episode has 20 million views. I think I checked this morning. It has like 22 million views on it.
Have y'all watched it?
I'm still
seen
trying
clips.
to watch the whole thing. Yeah. I'm like a third of the way through, but I've seen so many clips.
I saw it was 2 hours and 40 some minutes, and that's just something I have to. That's just something I have to mentally prepare myself for.
Yeah,
it's
because
if
the conversation. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. If the conversation not hitting for all parts of that, I'm gonna cut it off. I've just been watching clips.
I've been watching.
It's a flowing conversation. I've been enjoying it. Being a third of the way there, I just be going back in between that and Baldur's Gate. It's a good conversation, bro. It's good. Cat did that.
They said that's longer than The Color Purple.
That's an MCU movie right there.
And that's the Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, that's wild.
Bro. I just saw the length. I was seeing the clips and I was like, okay. And then I saw the full length of the video. And this might be a bit ironic because I know some of our stuff be a little lengthy. But like, just when coming from the viewer perspective, I was just like, that's a bit lengthy. But of course, breaking in parts. I might check it out. But I've been catching the clips.
Look, bro, Ice Cube came out and respond. Ludacris.
I saw that.
Man, he dropped some bars.
I'm gonna say this. Between Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart, and Ludacris, y'all have not. I'm watching the responses. I'm watching the videos. Y'all not denying that the man is wrong.
That's
the receipts they've been putting out on these people is so crazy.
It was ludicrous for me, for you to hop on in response to what Cat Williams said, for you to hop on the internet and freestyle.
When last time we heard
everything.
him freestyle?
Tells me everything.
A bar.
When's the last time we heard from Cedric the Entertainer?
Look, bruh. 2010?
Kevin Hart got on the internet and started promoting a movie.
He did.
He ain't stopped posting pictures yet. He been posting a picture almost every day in a row. I noticed that, bro. Ever since Cat bust him out.
They said somebody started posting Bible quotes, and they said, y'all know when somebody started posting Bible quotes, they in trouble.
Look, bro. If I learned anything through adulthood, you know someone telling the truth and nobody say they lying. If nobody
they saying everything else, but what Cat Williams said wasn't true.
Even in Ice Cube's video, he basically said, I just want to set some things straight. Cat Williams ain't lie. I just wanted to add some clarity. It's like, so you telling me you agree?
He said what happened was, look, what he said was true, but hear it from my perspective. No.
Yeah, you should have got ahead of that before. It's too late now.
It's too late now. The floodgates have opened.
They have. Letting Cat Williams talk for 200. I'm finna say 200. Letting Cat Williams talk for almost 3 hours.
Bruh. Look, bruh. There's another comedian. I cannot remember his name, but he literally predicted. He said 2024 is going to be the day where everybody get called out on their BS. I think his name is Ryan. I can't remember, but he said everybody's getting called out on their BS, and this is how it started. He was right.
The list that just came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
that list, yo.
Here's the thing: it don't even matter what you was doing over there. Even
Why was you there? Why was you there? Why was you there?
Your name is on the list. You got to explain yourself.
It's the
Epstein list, by the way, for those who don't know what we're talking about.
The whole list, and they had to pull 4 names off, and it's just like,
folks paying to get their names removed.
Yeah, and they had to pay big money because some of them people on them lists, that's them big money names. Like, there's people who could pay to get their name off the list.
Look, bro, and here's the thing. Even if you ain't do nothing, you could have just been chilling on the beach. You got to come out and say that, though, because why you there? And how did you not see everything else going on over there?
You on there by association. Like, you just can't say I was on the beach. Like, in some way, shape, or form, you knew something else was happening on that beach. You may have been at the bar, in the pool, away from it, but you was in the vicinity.
Right.
Look, you say, if this wasn't a nerdy podcast, if this was a pop culture podcast, hey, we could get into that.
Hey, folks but they said that a long time ago, like when they first got them. Because I think it was during COVID, when they first got them. And half of them names on that list, people had already said when they first got them that those names was going to be on their list.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
lo and behold.
Diddy got caught up this year. It's a lot of folks.
That was last year though. That was last year. But they hitting Diddy hard.
But yeah.
Between Cat Williams, the Epstein files, and the dude, let's just get into with the dude who jumped on the judge. Do you know
what was that? Because I saw that in passing. Like, what was that?
So basically, my cliff notes of it was that he went to court and the judge denied him bond or something for aggravated assault. And he proceeded, because he got denied, he proceeded to jump over wherever the judge we said, I don't know what that area is called, and went to work on her, the security guards, everybody.
I'm talking about everybody that was back there.
It's been a minute. I got out of all of my jury duties. Ain't they supposed to be like chained up when they're like criminals to that degree? Like when they
But I think he might have been like on probation or something.
Oh.
Yeah, he cut up. I'm talking about the way he threw his body.
But my thing is that
he lost his probation.
He's going to jail.
Yeah,
don't even worry about the probation no more. You're going straight to jail in the clothes that you are in. They're going to throw
discussion no more.
Like, for real,
you ain't coming out. This another assault charge.
Like, you're done.
It's the way his body like flew at an angle.
I just want to know, like, how high you have to jump to get up there, and it happened so fast.
Here's why people need to get their lives together. That could have been an NBA star.
That could have been. He could have been in the Olympics. I was saying that too. I looked at the video and I was like, see, his talents could have been used elsewhere.
This is why people need to be in good environments, bro. Parents, put your kids in places to succeed.
Put them in sports. What happened to putting the kids in sports after school so they won't be running around here doing stuff?
Hanging on the streets. What's that?
He was always a good jumper.
Now he was always a good jumper.
So Tyrone, here's how they're gonna hit you. So he was jumping people in his neighborhood. No, hop.
When it came to jumping them fences.
When it come to jumping them fences, he had it.
He was skilled.
But my thing was just him jumping. Like, I understand you being upset because we know that the judicial system is not fair. And I understand him being upset. But to lunge yourself at a judge and proceed to beat her in security?
Like, bro, even if you ain't do it, we not going to believe you now.
Even if you had a chance to lower whatever, punishment you had, that's out the window.
We're not going to believe you.
It's done.
You lost that.
It's done. It's done. I don't know. He's not seeing outside though.
No,
I know that.
That's what he's not doing.
When they took him outside to put him in that police car, that was the last time.
It's just been so much, bro.
But this how it was. I just don't know what it is about the beginning of the year that is so chaotic.
And people cut up.
Because last year was the whole World War III thing, and everybody thought everybody was like making all the jokes. I think the year before that
was a year ago, wasn't it?
That was the beginning of 2023. Then 2020, I want to say whenever the presidential election was, the inauguration, because the inauguration happens at the beginning of the year. That was the whole January 6th thing.
Mm-hmm. I think that's when we started with the calendar stuff.
Yeah,
when the shade room started with all that.
It's something about the beginning of the year that is so chaotic.
Bro,
some New Year's resolutions.
Because you not lying.
It's something about the beginning of the year that's so chaotic. Yo, we're going to be talking about this December 2024 and be like, y'all remember at the beginning of the year that man jumped on their judgment? We could be like, oh, he did.
He did.
Look,
he did launch himself.
Like you would think people would be more joyous. Like Christmas just passed, the other holidays just passed.
But when all the holidays gone, it ain't what else you got to look forward to. There ain't no more togetherness and follow holidays.
Well, guess chaos. I guess after we share Christmas tree, right?
Ooh,
the W2's not coming. The WT's not coming quick enough.
I ain't got nothing yet, so everybody upset.
Yeah, I guess it's chaos. After we didn't it's time to get down.
Time to get active.
You ain't get that gift you wanted for Christmas. You pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Hey, bro.
Already.
Y'all got to do better.
They done set the tone. They done set the tone for 2024. We'll see how more chaotic this gets.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on into the review before we go any further without getting into the topic of today's episode. Like I said before, we are doing a mob review of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, which comprised of the Hidden Inventory arc and the Shibuya Incident arc. And I forgot when this season started. It was sometime in the summer, and it just ended December 2023. I meant to look it up, and I forgot. But it's been going on for a minute. Hidden Inventory arc was 5 episodes, and then Shibuya was like 18 episodes.
Didn't they take a break after Hidden Inventory, or did they go straight into Shibuya?
They might have taken like a
week
was it like
off? A 2 week of something like that, right?
A week or something off before they started Shibuya.
Mm.
But I just know when Shibuya started, we hit the ground running. Like it was
full sprint.
But before we go any further with that, as you guys know, if this is your first time listening to us doing a mob review, our mob reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen JJK Season 2 in its entirety, or if you're just, off a few episodes, I would advise pausing the episode, subscribe, like the video, make sure you come back, finish it up, and then come back and listen to the conversation. So let's get into it. We're going to start from the outside and work our way down into the details. So what I want to know from you guys first is, how did you feel about the season overall?
I've enjoyed it.
Hidden inventory had me thinking, okay, this finna be good. We finna get some good background. We finna enjoy the story. We finna bond with the characters. And I was like,
Not bond.
okay.
That's so ironic.
And then Shibuya said, "Hey, you know what? F all them relationships. I don't care who you like. I don't care who you bonded with. I don't care who powers you like. I don't care. They gone." And I'm like,
None of that.
This was fire. It was fire. Y'all upset me.
This was fire because I really, it's a little harsh, but I really enjoy a series where it's not like the power of friendship is so strong that don't nobody die. And you know, some folks in the got whooped so bad that you know they should be dead, but they don't die. They come back anyway. Jujutsu was like, nah, we ain't doing that.
It's like if you got beat up, if you got beat up, you done.
You're done.
You beat up, you done. Like, I don't care who you was. If you the main character, the secondary character, the girl who was just standing on the side, like, you're done. Like, Shibuya, I want to rewind to Hidden Inventory art. Like, they were showing no mercy in Hidden Inventory. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as Shibuya, but Toji was not playing.
Yeah. And they did not play with Toji at the end either.
They not Gojo got in his ass.
Look.
But then just moving on to Shibuya, I mean, like, people were dropping off like flies. Mm-hmm. And people who in season 1, just like Ron was saying, that we've built relationships with, or we'd be like, oh, I'm really fucking with you. Like, with Maki, like, Maki had landed a heavy impression on me in season 1 in the Zero movie. We get to Shibuya, and Joko didn't burn her the fuck up. And I was like, whoa.
Somebody lit her up. She lit.
Yeah. The manga readers kept spoiling everything, though. So it's like you can't even enjoy that.
But I would give the manga readers this, though. They don't be lying about JJK.
Yeah.
They'll spoil. And, you know, you got to watch, you know, when you scroll on the TL, when something about JJK pop up. But one thing them JJK manga readers do not do is lie.
They ain't capping when they said Shibuya fire.
They told us years ago that Shibuya was fin to be a hot ass mess.
Mm-hmm.
And they was not lying.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, I've been seeing rumors. I was like, how long this gonna last? They saying it might be another whole season of Shibuya. Like another full season worth.
Well, they just announced the Culling Games art, which I had to read the Spark. So much shit happened in Shibuya. I had to go and read the Spark Notes about what really just happened this season. But the Culling Games arc is basically what's going down after Fate Geto has woken up all those people, those non-sorcerers. And so that's what they're calling the next arc. So this is basically what season 3 is about to be. Is the aftermath of what happened at the end of Shibuya.
That's going to be a mess too.
And I just want to say this. As soon as that trailer dropped, the first tweet I see, if y'all thought Shibuya was crazy, wait until... And I was like, y'all...
I started reading the comment. They was like, I feel so bad for y'all. I was like, oh my God.
Like,
there's more?
There's more? But
there's more?
I don't even got that many people I like no more at this point. Like, y'all killed them all.
Honestly.
Like what?
Honestly.
I was never much of a Yuji fan, and I'm like, he the only one that came out.
He the only one who came out. Him, Toto done lost his hand.
He out.
He out. It's Gojo sealed. Geto, that was a lie.
They finna introduce another cast, I guess.
Right. This wasn't even the MCs for real. These are just the prerequisites.
Yuta back. So I guess we get Yuta back.
True.
I guess I like Yuta. I'll like Yuta.
And the manga readers have hinted that Maki finna turn up after this. And I like Maki.
I would like to see that.
I would like to see what they talking about on that end. But like, the roster is slim.
Yeah.
But I will say, once again, shout out to Mappa. I want them to have better working conditions. I want them to not have 6 animes a year. But I have to give it to them. Some of that animation, that Sukuna versus Maharaga, that big cursed demon thing, that was nasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Hey.
nasty work right there.
Hey, every single time Sukuna came in, I was like, yo, this
Sit
animation. Like, I would
My
have to sit there and just, like, digest it all. Couldn't react. I'm just like,
when
what?
Sukuna showed up, it was just back-to-back fights. So not only do we have to sit through a whole episode of Sukuna and Jogo, and let's just get into Jogo right quick, because I didn't know Jogo had smoke like that.
Joku, he turned up. He turned up.
Look. Jujutsu Kaisen is so freaking like polarizing because we got used to Gojo, so we assuming that all these folks Gojo whooping on ain't all that, but we forget.
Psych.
No, he is the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery.
Making folks look weak out here, and they not even weak.
That's the only reason they look weak. Like, Gojo hit him with a domain expansion, it was over with. Just for you to realize, most sorcerers can't do that. They can't do domain expansion for real. So you're like, oh, they levels behind this man? Jogo got it like that? Jogo got it like that?
I would say this, though, about the villain squad. Taking Gojo out of play, like
Smart.
2 hours in, smart play.
They did that. They played
smart
man,
play.
I'm talking about
smart play.
This checkmate.
Because everything that transpired after Gojo got sealed would not have went down that way had Gojo still been in the mix.
Yeah.
Look at how easily he took down what was the curse name? Hinami with the plants?
Yeah, Hanami, right?
Hanami. Yeah, Gojo just looked at him. Like, just looked at her. He was like, looked at her, took her down. And like, she whooped the whole school when she was around in the previous season.
Heck yeah, she was. That whole sequence in season 1 where Yuji had to master Black Flash like immediately to take her down, and Gojo in like the span of like a couple minutes then punched her into a wall, and I was like, yo,
just looking at her, staring at her with curse energy.
But I have to give it to the villain team for taking out Gojo first.
Yeah, smart move. Smart.
And I don't know if you remember, Food, the last time we talked about JJK, how I was like, in hidden inventory, I was like, we heard that knife sound. What happened to Geto? He got them lines. Now we figured out.
I wanted to bring that up. Because I was going to say, I remember when we were talking about hidden inventory, and we weren't sure. You had brought up that you weren't sure that Geto was dead. Plot twist, Geto is dead, and there is a cursed spirit named Kenjaku inside, basically possessing that man's body.
Yeah.
And he has done everything. He has planned this whole situation under Geto's personality. And I was like, yo, whatever y'all think y'all are going to do with this man, whatever plan y'all have, he's already thought of it. At the end of the season, we found out this man has been here for years.
Yeah.
And he experimented with, like, I guess, mating with humans to, like...
Yeah, it was Choso's mother, because he had possessed another body before he got to Geto. And the dude had recognized the name, and he was like, oh, you was messing with my mom, so now I'm finna get you for what you did. But this is like the Vandal Savage of JJK. Like, this man has been around for years. So whatever y'all thought y'all was gonna do with this man, we're going to have to make another plan.
He already 2-3 steps ahead.
Right.
And is Choso, like, is he basically like half demon, or I mean, like half curse or full human? Like, what is he? Because like when he talked about his brothers and they did that scene, I was a little confused. Cause I'm like, okay, he's calling Yuji his brother, but weren't those full-fledged curses that he called his brothers?
The only thing that I can think of is, let's go back to the fact that under the other guy's name, Kenjaku was doing human experimentation. And let's go to the fact that he can traverse multiple bodies. So Yuji very well could be his brother from the blood of whoever that guy's been possessing. And that's along the lines of them being brothers.
Okay.
As well as any other cursed spirits he's brought about, or humans he's brought about. since his time being here.
Bro, Kenjaku was a menace.
Because with Choso's thing being blood, like that fight in the bathroom, Choso versus Yuji in that bathroom. When I love a good bathroom fight because
not a good bathroom fight.
because bathroom fights make me anxious. You know how many things that you can run into in a bathroom? I didn't see people get hit with sinks, they fall on the side of the toilet break off, they jaw broke, getting slammed in the stalls. Like, it's only depending on the bathroom.
Where'd you grow up seeing all that?
TV. Y'all ain't never seen the movies where they be fighting in the bathroom?
Yeah. Okay. And it's such a small space.
That's what I'm saying. Depending on the size of the bathroom, it's only so much space that you can work with because you got sinks, mirrors, stalls,
it's
toilets,
water everywhere.
Urinals. It's so much stuff going on in
Look, stinking there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I love me a good bathroom fight, and that right there was a good bathroom fight.
It was because they made it seem like the bathroom was so big, but it wasn't.
And it was like going back to Ron's point about, or maybe Antoine had said this about like them not caring about like you're the main character or bonds of friendship, whatever like that. That fight right there really had me in the unknown of who was gonna take that fight. I didn't know if Yuji was gonna take that fight, if Choso was gonna take that fight. Like the beam of balance of skill was like going up, like even.
Yeah. And
I'm like, Yuji don't have to walk out on. Okay, he's the main character, right?
Right. You would think. I thought Gojo was the main character, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I thought Yuta was the main character.
Look, I don't know who the main character is.
At this point, ain't nobody the main character. This the Game of Thrones and anime. Who is the main character?
And shout out to Mappa again for even using that first person angle when Buddy was shooting the blood from his hands. Because I have not seen really any anime do that. I think I've probably seen one or two other animes do that. Like, y'all really came out with
we had talked about that. We had talked about that before. I don't know if we were talking about Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise.
Chainsaw Man had them first person angles too. They was killing. It might
have been Chainsaw Man, but it was like the angles that they've animated this stuff, and I was like, it's beautiful. And I want to say it was Chainsaw Man because we were looking forward to how they were going to do the animation for JJK season 2, based on what they did with Chainsaw Man, and
they
executed. But like even before they got to Shibuya, Mechamaru versus Mahito?
Yeah.
And you forget that was even a part of it. That set it all off.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's so much stuff that has happened in this arc that I just had to bring that up because Mechamaru in that Megazord, whatever he was calling it.
That Voltron robot thing.
But and I have to give it, and once again I have to give it to JJK for making the technique so unique. Like nobody's technique is the same. Like I complained in season 1 because they gave that old man that guitar, and I will still complain about it. But using your curse technique to make a Megazord, like yo.
Yeah.
And then the fact that honestly he is like one of the keys to these people's success when he sent out them little like robot coins to talk to Yuji to get Toto out there, the way he planned ahead. Yeah, he's honestly one of the folks who's the ghost in this entire arc.
He honestly could have stopped Shibuya had he got that message out to Jogo, because that fight is 10 days before Shibuya actually starts.
That he said himself that was the key to win. He said, if I can get Gojo to come here right now, we can end all of this. I can protect the entire world of Jujutsu sorcery if we can get Gojo right now. They blocked.
And my thing is, as an anime only watching JJK, I don't think I felt the pressure of that until I actually saw the stuff going down in Shibuya.
Yeah.
So now let's take on the fact that we've seen everything that has happened in Shibuya, and let's go back to that moment. And now let's really hammer down the importance of why Mechamaru should have got that.
It was a lot weighing on this. It was a lot weighing on that fight. And had we known, I was
It
just
was a
there for the
lot.
action at that time. I was just
As
there for
a
the action.
as a anime only, I don't think I registered the importance of why he needed to get that message out to Gojo. It was like, yeah, let's get the message out to Gojo because we stop the evil people. But like actually seeing Shibuya, I was like, if I could rewatch this for the first time, knowing what I know now, I was like, yo, we have to get this message to Gojo.
Like at the time, I was like, Mechamaru wasn't even that interesting. Honestly, Panda was a little bit more interesting than him. And this man, come out, okay, you got a body again, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
No, you trying to save the entire world, my G.
He pulled out the stops.
But I do like that he had a backup plan. Like even though he didn't get that message out, like Shibuya's about to go down. Here's my backup plan, and now I have these ear things that I'm in communication with Yuji. I didn't got my other friends out the way. Like I could still be of assistance, even though my plan A didn't go the way it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mechamaru.
Shout out to rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Rest in power. Rest in power.
Rest in
Mechamaru.
power. Not rest in power. But yo, I just so many things happened in Shibuya. The other thing that I want to talk about, which I feel like was great that we got to see it in hidden inventory first, was Toji coming back. Because I don't think I would have been as nervous to see Toji come back had I not seen what he was working with in hidden inventory. Like when they was in that domain expansion and he came at that whole smiling, I was like, y'all, this cannot be happening right now.
And it's already bad. The situation is already bad, y'all.
The situation is already bad. And Toji shows up, like, not even knowing. They'll be like, okay, we running towards the hole and this random guy shows up. So then it's like, oh, fuck, this random guy didn't show. There's going to be something else. But Toji showing up, I was just like, y'all.
And he was just fighting everybody. Like, that man had no ulterior motive except to fight who was strong. Like, he just came in and said, I'm walloping everybody.
Yes. My whole thing is that, and this goes back into how many pieces were in play and how many unknowns there were, because the granny or whoever that old lady was who put Toji's spirit inside of that guy, I'm just like, y'all don't know what y'all messing with. Like, in theory, this guy should have control of Toji's body.
Yeah.
But y'all fail to realize that this man Toji is about 10 levels past crazy. And he done took over the body, killed both of y'all, and now just running rampant.
Yeah, didn't they say it had something to do like muscle memory? Like, oh, we disconnect like the soul or whatever, so you can't control yourself. But because of his muscles and body, his body remembers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Like this, but that man.
Was, like, that, Toji coming back in Sukuna. Ain't nobody playing for Sukuna to show up.
Look, and here's another thing. Let's talk about strength, bro. Like, let's really discuss these power levels. These curses are strong. That little curse that they was all trying to beat that Toji had to come in and wallop on.
Yeah.
That curse wasn't too far from Jogo. Toji was the one person who could take down Gojo and take down Geto. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you seeing all these like top tier fighters, and you don't even know which one
let's talk about that cursed spirit. The lobster thing. I think his name is Daigon.
Larry the Lobster. Yeah.
Larry the Lobster.
Basically.
The way he evolved through that, because that wasn't his form when they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
The man was larvae, a baby, if you will.
Yeah, and Pokemon evolution.
That's what I'm saying. And evolved through that whole episode and gave all three of them, both Zenins and Nanami, a run for their money.
Mm-hmm.
In the span, in a span of a few minutes, Nanami did hurt. He did. I think it hurt more because he didn't get to go out with a fair fight. Like, a lot of people who went out did at least get the fight. He was just standing there, and Mahito just showed up behind him, and it was just like, damn.
No, he had a fair fight.
With Mahito?
He had an unfair fight before that, where they were trying to jump somebody, and they lost.
I'm talking about before he died.
I know, but that was only like a few minutes later. Like, this man was a walking dead man. There wasn't nothing that was going to save him anyway. It was over with.
I think he knew that. He knew that.
I just didn't want to see him stand there and get blown to smithereens.
that was like the final like dinner before your death sentence. Like he was having his final meal. He's like, you know what? I could have had my hotel. I could have been on an island. And you know what? Let me just end it. I'm just going to find a way to end it.
He was in
ready
his
to
pill
die.
commercial. You know, they tell him about all the side effects, and he just
not
dancing on the beach. He knew what was going down. They was like side effects may mean death.
Mahito touch. Side effects are death, misconfigured limbs.
Look, bro.
And he just dancing.
That hurt because Nanami did go out like a G, and y'all freaky frogs at these Comic Cons. I seen y'all when y'all cosplaying as Nanami holding them girls by their ponytails.
Freaky frogs.
Not freaky
y'all freaky frogs out there.
Yo, I don't know. Mappa did like fully like put they was
both feet up in there.
Yeah, they put both feet up in that scene because the way his muscles like convulsed and he had snatched that pun, I was like, whoa.
Like, whoa. What's going on?
Did y'all see how that scene played out in the dub? And the voice actor tried to do it. He messed it up so bad.
I didn't see the dub. No.
I saw the clip like, where is their locations or something like that. I was like, oh.
And I was like, you just ruined all of it.
Like, no offense to the dubbers. I know what y'all try. I know that the Japanese tell y'all that they wanted to sound American, but that didn't work. That one did not work.
That piece didn't work. That piece didn't work.
Like.
But so many people. Nobara's death was weird. Honestly, I feel like you didn't have to run after the Mahito thing. I think we should have just, went about our business.
Nobara's death, in my opinion, and some folks would disagree, I feel like we needed another 3 or 4 episodes of Nobara. Like, I feel like we saw that. Like, I feel like before Shibuya, if we had like 3 or 4 episodes of Nobara, because like they kind of like forced that scene of her and her friends growing up, and like now she's dying, her life flashed before her eyes, and it's like I see what y'all try to do, but we just seen all these excellent deaths prior to this. This lowered the intensity. This made it like
The only reason I was butthurt about it is because there's not a lot of female characters in JJK that just got that word.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maki is a good one. Mei was okay until that scene.
And that pedophilia scene.
Yeah, she was okay until that scene.
I kind of just let that scene, like, I kind of like, a piece of me was like, I don't know what's going on here. Dismissed.
You know what was going on there.
You know exactly what was going on.
Let's not turn a blind eye.
Look, to what's right in front. Because you need to be on this too if you turn your blind eye.
Like you hear my association. Maybe the phone call is like the interesting aspect about this. Maybe she like worked for the bad guys. I'm like,
let's talk about if the focus was supposed to be the phone call, why not start there? We got to start the scene with her in the bed with the little boy, Bucky ass naked.
He said, "Nissan, I got it, Nissan."
We gotta start there.
Like, whoa.
If the focus of the scene is supposed to be the phone call, why not start there?
That little boy was sitting there with his phone.
That was disturbing.
I was like, whoa. The whole dynamic at the beginning was kind of like borderline weird anyway. But I was like, okay. That scene was like, okay, I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go.
Maybe they can redeem themselves if like in 10 episodes, 20 episodes, we find out like he got like a curse that made him like 10 years younger or something, or like
that's another issue. And that's another issue. What's that post about? What's the worst anime trope? Making them little ass kid designs and them folks be older than what they supposed to be.
Get off 7 Deadly Sins, because I know who y'all talking about. Get off 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, because now it's going to the animators.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
That's the mangakas.
It does not matter to me.
I'm not defending it.
It does not matter to me. But the point that I was trying to make is that for me, there are not a lot of female characters in JJK that I specifically root for. But I did like Nobara and I did like Maki. And then them putting Nobara down And given what the manga readers have said, she ain't been back since.
I was always curious to see how far she would go anyway with her, given her fighting style with that hammer and the nails. I was like, how far can we really take this?
I do feel like they kind of
But I feel like they what Ryan was alluding to before, if they had given her a couple more episodes, because we've already said that Shibuya was pushing the limits of everybody. Like, we were seeing people do stuff that we didn't know they were capable of because of what was happening in season 1. And maybe if they had given her a couple more episodes, maybe we could have been able to see her do a little bit more than what we were used to.
Yeah,
because we got more depth with if we compare to Megami Fushiguro, if we compare him to Fushiguro, we know that Toji his dad. We were informed of that with Hidden Inventory. We know that he's a Zenin. We got his background. We saw that Sukuna had interest in him back when Yuji first kind of had that moment of weakness. So we got depth with Fushiguro. Like, there's more playing on it. Nobara, we kind of got that one scene where the tattoos came up from her power. And like, outside of that, we haven't had much time for her to build anything. They kind of forced it on us right before she died, and we felt nothing from it.
I would agree, and maybe the tattoo thing that she did at the end of season 1 was actually pretty cold.
That was fire. Fire.
And if she would have got a couple more episodes, maybe she could have brought that out again and then enhanced it.
Yeah, like the episodes where they was like, when Fushiguro was going on a date, or was it Yuji? The girl said that she liked Yuji. Like, maybe we got a few more like day in life episodes of her, at least like just 20 more minutes, just one episode where we can like get to know her. Like, this scene with her friends, this should have been like in the last season or something, and we would have felt more. I couldn't feel nothing for her from this death.
I can only equate it down to that what Antoine's just said before, that she probably just wasn't meant for the long haul anyway.
Yeah.
Because I feel more for Maki, because we did, as far as female characters, we have gotten Maki's backstory.
We got Maki.
Between her and her sister, the Zenin family period, like her whole deal. So we already know how she coming. We have that emotional attachment just because of that.
That classmate relationship with her and old dude, Yuta, Panda, and all of them.
Right, from the JJK Zero movie.
And we got all that.
And maybe it was just that Nobara wasn't meant for the long haul for JJK. Like, it's, to me, now that we're really like breaking this down, Nobara's death to Yuji feels like Neji's death to Naruto. Like, it really didn't need, or let's go Sasha and Eren.
No, I would say I think you was close with Neji. I think that was close, because like, Neji's death, in retrospect, a lot of Naruto fans was like, if y'all wanted us to feel something, y'all could really off somebody else. And because this felt kind of like you threw it in there, and it's like, even though they got a relationship with the character, we saw like one scene with Naruto and Neji. Like, Neji was there, don't get it wrong, but we had that one fight in Chunin exams. He defended Hinata. We saw that Neji's basically a slave in his clan, and y'all killed him. Like, exactly. That's about it.
And then what immediately followed is Naruto turning up. Immediately following after Nobara's death is Yuji turning up on Mahito.
It's like, we're going to put you here just for this. Just to kill you off. He's going to need somebody to die in front of him.
That's what it, now that we're breaking this down,
that's
what it feels like to me.
We need a catalyst to make the MC angry.
Right, because at this point, this was basically like the tip of the iceberg for him to like really, because when he woke up and saw all that stuff Sukuna did, he was about done. But he was like, nah, let me try to help the way that I can. And in him, even though knowing in the back of his head the damage and the amount of people that Sukuna has killed, and then still trying to help, and then you can't even protect one of your closest friends, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm talking about right in front of you, too.
He didn't see Nanami and Nobara die in front of him in maybe the span of 10 minutes or less.
Honestly, and that's something we got to think about. That's really accurate. When you talk about how this stuff is moving, this was one night.
This was 4 hours. This was 4 hours.
Like them Batman video games, you like this wasn't like you was playing this game for 30 hours, but you know that all of this was short, right?
This is the one night. This is one night. Like Shibuya started at they put the veil over at 7:00 p.m. Gojo didn't show up till 8 something. They didn't seal Gojo until 9 something. Sukuna came out like at 10 something. They didn't that big battle that they did in the middle of that field when they was all trying to stop fake Geto. That was like 11 something p.m. in the span of 4 hours.
These folks ain't even have time to get hungry. Like they ate dinner right before they got out there, and before they could even get hungry, they done seen half their friends die.
I'm just the time periods. Like there are so many, and when you break down the fact that this is all happening in the span of 4 hours, you really start to put in a retrospect of how many battles everybody was going through at the same time. We saw it in a span of 18 episodes. But while these people fighting in the background, these people fighting over here, somebody then died over there. Like
City getting tore up from different angles.
Yeah,
I have to give it back to Geto and the villain team. They planned this was crazy. This was grade A planning to keep everybody busy.
Mm-hmm.
You had everybody. You had something for everybody.
And here's the
We
thing:
got activities.
The villain deaths were top tier too. Let's look at the villains. They lost Larry the Lobster. They lost Hanami. They lost Jogo. Mahito got betrayed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The blood dude almost got betrayed. Basically, I forgot his name. Yuji new brother. Choso basically got betrayed. You know what I'm saying? Like they had some losses on their side too.
But I think it just goes down to the fact that Kenjaku played this very well. He was able to get sympathies and he was able to convince a lot of people to go along with this plan because he was under the guise of Geto.
And Geto's followers, friends or whatever, they knew and they over here
them two girls.
Yeah.
Them 2 girls.
Oh my god.
And he was able to do a lie. And it's coming to you have all of these, you have the protagonist side invested in you because they think you're Geto. And because of what Geto did in JJK Zero on back, you're a problem. The evil people know what Geto is about for the same reason and has joined him, but he's playing on the outside. He was like, I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all.
That man, Kenjaku.
He played them cards well. And let's just talk about the aftermath. Well, let's talk about his plan. What did he discuss at the end? And then let's just talk about the aftermath of what's about to go down coming into this this next season. So basically, just to read this article I found, because like I said, I had to read the Spark Notes on what went down in Shibuya. So basically, Kenjaku revealed that he marked 2 types of non-sorcerers. So basically, in season 1, they made it known that Fushigero's stepsister was in a coma, and they couldn't figure out why. Apparently, there's a bunch of people in a coma. And Kenjaku's the one who put them in the coma. He said the marked people were either fed with cursed spirits like Yuji, or those who had already had cursed techniques, but their brains were meant to be non-sorcerers like Junpei. So, by cast, when he...
Remind me who is Junpei again?
That's the dude from season 1. You remember they had him in the intro thinking that he was going to be part of the cast and they killed him. You remember Mahito tricked them.
Oh, yeah.
And turned them into that cursed spirit. So basically, after Fate Geto ate Mahito's power, when he activated the idol transfiguration, he broke the seal on everybody in the coma. So now everybody finna wake up. So this article says that Fate Geto believes that the next stage of humanity lies in optimizing curse energy. He wants to experience the full extent of human potential, something that isn't limited to being sorcerers or curses. So basically, all these people finna wake up and they finna start fighting each other. He's amplifying the curse energy so all of these curses can wake up.
Because curse energy is basically like negative emotions in the first place. So like all these folks are basically getting like overstimulated with like anger and bloodlust and all that good stuff.
Basically, which in turn turned into all these people having to decide whether we need to tell the world, tell the public that cursed spirits exist. Because up to this point in Shibuya, ain't nobody know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's amplified everything, now they was having that whole discussion about whether or not do we tell the public that cursed spirits exist. And there was also a conversation that they wanted to limit it to Japan. Like they had a whole conversation that they didn't want this to spread to like other nations or something like that. They wanted to, keep it contained in Japan.
I don't think that's.
It's not gonna work.
It's not.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Because when the rest of the world find out,
look.
I'm just like we just talked about how chaotic the first couple of days of 2024 been. Had cursed spirits been here for real?
Look, and now I'm interested. I'm wondering, like, is Jujutsu Kaisen finna go international? Kind of like how My Hero towards the latter arcs, the most recent one, they was like, oh, here go the American heroes. Because you be thinking about that stuff like, okay, this is really based in Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that we know that JJK is based in Japan, are y'all finna have like American curse coming over here?
Or from some other country. And I want to assume so, because let's go back to the phone call with the Mei scene.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about Mei, whoever she was talking to, and the fact that she ended up in Malaysia. So it's like we can expand to other countries. In turn, there may be some curse users on different countries that might come in and try to regulate some stuff or try to help out or like something like that.
Because Yuta was with old dude in what part of Africa?
I forgot what part of Africa he was in, but yeah, Yuta was in Africa, so
having a good time.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be able to contain that to just Japan.
Yeah, that's why I think we're gonna get introduced to some more characters, a lot more characters. They
gonna have to. They didn't kill the whole cast.
Yeah.
They gonna have to. They gonna have to introduce some new people.
So get ready.
And now y'all don't like Mei no more, so we need some new characters.
Look, we can't root for Mei no more.
I can't, and I was on her side.
I liked her with that big scythe thing. I was like, okay, she's swinging that scythe, and then I was
walking with that ponytail in front of her eye, her braid or whatever.
And then they put this scene in there, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to call them folks on Mei. We're gonna have to call them folks. But let's get into the 4 announcements that Jujutsu Academy made after the Shibuya incident. 1, because they know that Geto, they are claiming Kenjaku being in Geto's body as Geto surviving. So now he's been sentenced to death again.
He's gonna die again.
Gojo has been branded a traitor and is banished from the Jujutsu world, and removing his seal will be a serious offense.
That's so crazy.
The principal, I know he was their teacher and hidden inventory, but Yaga, the guy with the shades, square hair man, isn't he the principal now?
Dad, basically, yeah.
Ain't he the principal now, though?
I believe so.
Something like that, because the old man that had the guitar wasn't a principal. He was more like an administrator.
Right. I think he wasn't the principal in hidden inventory. I think he was just like how Gojo was to Yuji and them, but I think he's the principal now. He's being blamed for inciting Geto and Gojo to start the Shibuya incident and has received the death penalty. Yuji has been sentenced to death again, and Yuta is his executioner.
One of the few special grade curse users we got. We're gonna send him after a special grade curse. I mean,
but I'm not even mad at the last one because it was the same conflict that they had in season 1 when they first found Yuji. Yuji as himself is not a threat, but you pump this man up with all these fingers and he turns into Sukuna, and then what? And Shibuya really laid out the damage.
The then what?
Like for real. Like he really laid that flat out, and like I'm not even mad.
But the thing is, in terms of Japan, only Gojo, possibly Megami if he reaches his full potential based on the foreshadowing, could even really take down Sukuna. So my whole thing is, even if they try to execute Yuji, they're gonna have to do something special to prevent Sukuna from even coming out. But y'all are also simultaneously going to say, don't take away Gojo's seal. Oh, because he's Yuji's friend. Gojo ain't going to let Sukuna go on a rampage, though. Gojo's just locked up. That's the only reason that even happened.
I just feel like these are temporary solutions. These are temporary solutions, but I also feel like they had to put something out.
But now they finna have basically a civil war because now people are gonna, like the folks in Jujutsu Source, we already know they finna align. They know that Gojo's on their side. Yuji and Fushiguro and them ain't gonna let them kill off Gojo. Maki finna come back and be like, "Oh, you ain't killing off them."
They just need to get Yuta to understand the situation, because I feel where Yuta is coming from too. Yuta been in Africa. That's what I'm saying. Yuta been in Africa all this time. He get called back over. Shibuya is decimated. Your sensei is sealed. Your homeboy done got his arm cut off. Your homegirl has been burnt like baked bread, fresh toast. Nanami, bread. Done. Right. Garlic bread. Not garlic bread. I like how he slid that, and I'm gonna run with it. He burnt Texas toast, garlic bread, the brown bread that they give you at Longhorn, wherever you want to call it. She is crisp. But I feel what I'm trying to say is that I feel where he's coming from. He don't know this man Yuji. He doesn't know, at this point, and let's be honest, there's nobody who can vouch for Yuji. Not for real.
All the folks who could have gone.
True.
We pretty much only got Megumi at this point, and Megumi,
he was on the brick. If Sukuna had not healed him, he would have been done too.
And that's so funny about Sukuna. Sukuna's like, he reminds me of somebody like Orochimaru. Like Sukuna's like, I want a good fight. You got potential, you Zenin. You got some potential.
Don't die yet. He said, I'm gonna handle this right here. Don't die yet. The fact that Sukuna properly executed his domain expansion to where it wouldn't touch Megumi, yo.
And like they went into detail, like this man Sukuna really liked Megumi, bro. Like, like honestly, Megumi probably the main character.
You got saved by the main antagonist. You might be the main character.
He might be the MC. Like, let's just be real. He might be the MC.
But all I'm saying though is that I'm not mad about that last one. Now, the principle to get the death penalty by association.
That's top tier hate.
To get the death penalty by association, like
this went down, and I got the death penalty
after all these years. I ain't know what this man been up to.
His name was on the list. His name was on the list. You flew to that island one time.
They broke it. You taught them boys one time. They broke it down. That was like they went here. They went to Jujutsu Academy. Yeah, who was their teacher? It was the principal. Get him too. Get him too.
He was on the list.
Get him too. Everybody. And the Gojo thing, I think it's just going back to the fact that maybe they feel like if Gojo hadn't played into the Shibuya plan, that maybe all this stuff wouldn't have gone down. So I could see, or they could see it as, and I'm just gonna put my MCU spin on this, the whole thing with Civil War and how it was like wherever the Avengers goes, all this chaos and all this damage follows. Yeah. So it could be, we got Gojo locked up. So hopefully if we keep Gojo locked up, it's not going to be a lot of commotion going on.
If I gave a different perspective, I think it's, here's a nuclear weapon that we cannot control. Because you got to realize, Gojo is the one person who has the power to stand against the society.
That's the same perspective. If we want to go back to Civil War, you remember they wanted them to sign those papers so the government can control where the Avengers went. Because the Avengers was basically doing what Gojo was doing. They was just going wherever they wanted to, using whatever powers they had, and just, going up and leaving, going up and leaving, and going up and leaving.
Leaving the city in ruin.
So it's the same perspective.
Yeah. It's basically the same because like Gojo is the one person who was like, y'all ain't killing Yuji. Well, how can you say that? How can you say that? Because I have the power to kill all of you. So if y'all hurt my student, I will hurt all of you and in your family bloodlines because all of y'all are like kids of Jujutsu Sorcery. And y'all's kids, the best Zenin, I killed back in the day. The new best Zenin is my student. Y'all can't have him.
They was like,
I'm Yuta's teacher, so he's on my side. Y'all other special grade curse user, that's my student. So y'all can't do nothing to me, because even if I didn't want to get y'all, I can send ops after y'all.
they was like, oh, he's
They got
sealed.
him
Oh
out
yeah,
the way.
this the time.
Look,
This is our time to get power back.
Whoever had beef with Gojo, it seems like fake Geto did y'all a favor.
Yeah, because
This is our time.
even if we can got to figure out how to find a solution, at least we're united and we got control now.
Yeah,
I would rather I be the person that F's myself up than let you be the one that F me up.
These 4 announcements is basically, what's it called? What's the stuff that they do after the shit then went down? Damage control.
On damage control, yeah.
This is basically damage control. Because one, sure, let's sentence Geto to death again. How y'all gonna get this man?
Which one of y'all strong enough to get him? Let's be honest. The old head Zenin, we had an old head Zenin from one of the oldest clans. He lived to be like with gray hair and everything. He couldn't even stand toe to toe with
Larry
that
the
lobster. That's what I'm saying. Y'all ain't got nobody, if we being honest.
I feel like with that one, I feel like the realization might be, because let's look at it as public opinion. The community's not going to feel, satisfied, but they may get a bit of satisfaction knowing that we looking for him. But on the back end, we don't know how to find this man. We don't know where he went. And even if we knew where he went and how to find him, we have no means to stop him.
He could switch bodies.
But let's try to satisfy the public a little bit by saying that, hey, he has been sentenced to death and we are looking for him. And that might put the public at ease for a little bit.
A little bit. Hey, bro.
The same thing with Yuji.
Because when they dropped it, that veil, then they have all the civilians saying we looking for Gojo. Even though they had it
up and had them all stuck in there. So look, man.
How many civilians survived though?
I want to say not a zero.
That's true.
I want to say
the veil until the veil was destroyed.
I want to say the only survivor is that little girl that Yuta saved.
You're right.
Yuta,
so
never mind. That was real smooth. That little girl said, "What's going on? Don't look at that baby. Don't look at that."
Rika cut up when he did like this. Rika, I said, I know Rika didn't cut up. But my thing is that the subway situation was already bad. But when it got to Sukuna versus Jogo, and then he had to fight the other cursed spirit, and you see them flying through buildings, and it's people still huddled up in these buildings, and I'm like, y'all, why are y'all still here?
It's not even that. It's Mahito just running around, ha ha, tag, you're it, tag, ha ha ha. It's Mahito, really.
True.
Mahito could destroy half the civilization just for sport.
He could, but my whole thing is that at first it was confined to the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then when Sukuna got involved, everything else. It was everything else. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, yo. Like, my favorite thing about the theme song, other than the opening song being fire, is that if you look at the specific style of Shibuya, that hole, when Sukuna got done, that hole was just big black hole in the middle of Shibuya. And I was just like, and it really just puts it in perspective, like how bad they cut up in that one area.
And maybe I need to be a better podcaster. What type of curse is Sukuna? Is he like slashing cuts?
I thought I thought it was a special grade.
No, not his level, but like what, like, you know how it's like a volcano curse, a curse from like sickness, and like because curses are come from like a fear or anguish towards something. What is Sukuna born from?
We can look it up. We have the internet.
Because his special ability was just basically like sending out slashes and cuts in like midair. So like, is he like, he was born from people being scared of getting cut?
So Sukuna's fingers are special grade curse objects. Sukuna is not a cursed spirit, but an incarnated curse object.
See, this is why
they said Okay, as I keep scrolling, they keep saying he's not a curse. His soul was stored inside cursed objects which incarnated inside of a vessel. So basically, he's like a Horcrux.
See, that's why people be saying that JJK power system confusing. There was a TikTok that just went viral.
Somebody made a chart on how to explain that. I have it saved in my phone.
I retweeted that. I saved it too. Yeah,
I saved the picture. I was like, I learn better by visuals. This makes sense to me. This makes sense to me, and I'm gonna keep it because and I seen somebody make the argument was like, if you read the manga, you understand versus the anime, and I was like, well, duh, you was reading it.
Yeah. Because when you watch the anime, you trying to see them animations.
That's
and
what I'm saying. They trying to explain domain. They trying to explain a domain expansion. Why the domain expansion is happening, and we trying to figure out what it looked like. What is he doing? And listening at the same time.
And then it ended in like 3 minutes. The domain expansion ended and someone got killed in 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot. That's a lot going on.
I'd be like, let me read this, then I'm gonna take it back and look.
And a lot of manga be having spark notes on the side. Like even in Demon Slayer, there's like a little spark note on the side during the story. Hey, here's the strongest when they arm wrestled and everything. Like little side notes. We don't get that in the anime.
Like reading is extremely different than watching it. Mm-hmm. Extremely different than watching it.
Look, I saw some of the haters come up and be like, y'all talk about JJK, what about Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter explained their Nen system perfectly.
Would you be mad if I said I don't understand Nen for real? Even when I saw it. Even when I saw it, I was like, okay, you put a leaf in a cup and you get a thing, and that's it.
I'm not finna get into that because this is JJK, but it.
I
could explain Nen to you, but we gonna have to save that for another episode.
Look, listen. I'm just saying, like, after it get a bit too confusing, I just stop worrying about it and I just watch the show.
Here's what I'll say. At least the information is there. If the information confuses you, that's one thing. I feel like not enough of the JJK information is here. I didn't even know, like, we just learned that domain expansions could be limited to only using it for like a split second, and Gojo can run around at top speed. And like, what? To not attack the humans around him.
But I can also, maybe it just goes into, maybe that's how the manga progresses. Like, how when somebody's like continuously writing a story, like this manga is continuing even though we're watching like parts of it being animated, and we see sometimes that some things do expand like a little bit outrageous, or they get a little bit more oomph as it's developing through the story to fit the plot or to upgrade the characters. So what our understanding of it in season 1 is not going to be the same understanding that we got in season 2.
Yeah. And that's fair. That's fair. We've seen it with One Piece. So that's fair. It's just JJK is very confused with their power system. I love seeing it happen.
Yeah.
But y'all ain't explained nothing.
Yeah. And I think that was one of my issues with season 1 too. Like when we got into all these different curse techniques, and ain't nobody curse techniques was the same, and the old man showed up. Well, I'm gonna keep bringing up that old man with that guitar because I was like, what the hell is really going on?
Look, let's talk about the old Zenin who came in, and they basically explained top speed as he moving in frames per second. Like this man is basically a camera roll. Like, come on now.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he moves fast with, and that whole explanation, and what I summed it up in is that he can move real fast with doodles.
And y'all took all that time to explain his power just for him to be around for like what, 2 episodes?
And all I got was extreme doodle bob.
They said that was the Mappa animators cry for help.
All I got was that he a freaking digital camera. He a Kodak.
He a Kodak camera.
Yeah, they explain all animation.
I got. He a Polaroid.
Like 60 frames per second. Like that's your power. Okay.
And
fine.
Like I said, I will give it to JJK because they do make it unique. Like that was unique too. Like seeing it and then you explaining it at the same time, y'all have to understand it's too much going on.
It is.
I gotta rewatch this season of JJK. Like I'm gonna have to rewatch it to understand it.
Yeah.
Well, like, we got till 2025.
Yeah, because it's been so much anime out that like Mushoku Tensei, I got so into it that I was rewatching episodes. But JJK, I gotta rewatch it just to even get an understanding. I gotta watch it in full. episode to
Mhm.
episode.
Yeah,
I just enjoy the scenes for now.
I think watching it.
Mhm.
I think watching it a second time would probably give some understanding. I think it also, like, just coming from the POV of, I can see the same thing with like Demon Slayer. Like, me and Ryan understand a lot of things from Demon Slayer as far as like context and small nitbit. And even Antoine, I forgot Antoine also read the manga. This is because we read the manga. So when
Mhm.
stuff happens, we understand it on a different level than anime onlys.
But the thing is, it's like the most confusing aspect of Demon Slayer is like, are these elements, are like people seeing them, and then you realize, no, they're really just playing pretend with the elements.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the most confusing aspect of Demon Slayer, if we're being honest. These curse users, every curse
But
is
I get-
honestly confusing.
But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that maybe if we had read Shibuya first, then maybe when it got animated, we wouldn't have been so confuddled with some of the stuff that was happening because we read it first.
Our college vocabulary, confuddled.
Confuddle. I love using confuddle.
Because it's a silly word, and that's what you like doing.
I feel confuddled.
I'm confuddled.
Discombobulated.
Flabbergasted.
Perplexed.
I am appalled. But no.
Man.
So we kind of already started discussing of what's going to lead into season 3. Is there anything that you guys specifically want, something that maybe lacked in season 2 that you would like to see in season 3?
I don't know.
I feel like Ryan is talking, but we can't hear you, big dog.
It's okay. Ooh. He gone. Ooh, he gone again.
He came back, but while we waiting for Ryan, yeah, we can hear you now. I don't know what happened, big dog.
It's upload at 0% though, so
it might get back up there. Are you not on Chrome, Ryan? What browser you using? Oh, they said you not. They said your browser is not supported. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Hi.
But just to hop on Ryan's thing, if y'all gonna put, they saying this art gonna be worse than Shibuya. I just don't. At this point, at this point, maybe we shouldn't go in with the expectation to have some attachment to some characters.
That's true. I'm gonna just let them be what they is, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, you're right. Because they did say that they was like, yeah, we gonna hate to see what y'all think about the next stuff that's to come. So I'm gonna be like, oh, this character cool, but we ain't gonna get attached. They gonna introduce and drop characters every season, I guess.
Let me get this message out to Ryan, because now they saying that he got this open in too many tabs. Oh, geez. Now I didn't click on something else. Got you. I don't know. I guess what I would want to see from season 3 is maybe if they have to explain like more stuff, like we were just like our complaint about them trying to explain like domain expansions, why it's happening. Maybe try explaining. I don't know. Maybe try explaining stuff
when it's not
simpler. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
or at least not when it's happening at that time.
Or let's do a freeze frame.
For real.
Like, you know, them freeze frames and be like, and at this moment he fucked up, and we do a freeze frame, and at this moment he's about to do this, that, and the third, and then let's press play.
Yeah, and because so I get it, like we were talking about with the old Zenin guy, when they was explaining his animating whatever. It's like everybody got their own unique way to use their curse energy. So I get it, not explaining that prior, but yeah, make like you just said, like a freeze frame or something to explain it. Well, not me trying to watch it while you explaining it, because I'm not going. It's not gonna work.
or we're gonna have to start rewriting episodes. We're gonna have to watch the new JJK episode on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to just figure out what went on.
What we just
But
watched.
animation wise, storytelling wise, I don't think I have any complaints or anything that I would like to see upgraded. I think I would want to just make sure we keep that intensity and that animation quality going forward, especially with the thing of doing like the first person perspectives with like the curse energy usage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I would definitely want to see that. Welcome back, Ron. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Oh, when I tried joining back, for some reason, they connect to my mic, so I had to leave again, and I was like, I don't know what the hell going on. I'm here though.
99%.
Yeah, we back. We back.
We had touched a little bit more, me and Antoine touched more on your not wanting another Nobara incident. And honestly, I just feel like we just don't need to attach ourselves to anybody in this third season. If that's how it's going down.
See, and I wouldn't be mad at that. I saw some people, like, I'm an Akame Got Killed fan, and they compared it to how, like, Akame Got Killed like the Game of Thrones anime. You don't know who they're going to kill off. I'm not mad at that, but one thing I commented when I saw people talking about that is the anime was killing off certain characters at some point too quickly before you built attachment. And that's because they didn't follow the manga. It got ahead of the manga. But when I read the manga, every single character death had depth. We felt it. We were emotionally tied to them. And that's my thing. I don't want to see another character death where I'm not emotionally tied to them. I don't want to prepare and be like, oh, don't, like, it's one thing if you say, I know these characters are going to die at some point. I know that any character could die. But when they die, I want to feel something. I want to be sad.
I would say that I don't think you're going to get that. Just because of Kenjaku's plan that he has maybe hundreds of people who have been unconscious and are about to wake up and they're about to go head to head. I just don't think we're going to get attachments with just that many people.
See, but there's a difference between like cannon fodder. Like Nobara was presented as a character we should like. In fact, the whole reason they threw that scene in there was so that we could be a little bit more attached. If you're cannon fodder, be cannon fodder. Not mad at you. But if you're someone who you made me think I was supposed to like you or feel something for you, and you just kill off and there's supposed to be some type of depth to it, there was no depth to Nobara's death, in my opinion. And I don't feel like the character deserved that. Like, even Nobara fans were like, I'm disappointed because I like Nobara, but I'm not disappointed because of her death. I didn't feel anything for it. I hope I explained that.
Yeah. So, for season 3, let's not kill off characters that really, there was no need. There was no need to do this.
Exactly.
I feel you, and even then, I still don't think we gonna get that. I still don't think. I think Shibuya has left the impression that everybody is up for game. We don't care if you knew them for 2 seconds or 2 months. If they gone, they gone.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still interested in these Colon games though, because what was that? Yuji, how did it end? Yuji was walking across a bridge with a flashlight, so I guess he knew that the curses were there, and he just clapped his hands or something.
It wasn't a flashlight; it was daytime. Finally, it's the morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Finally, it's the morning. He walks into the middle. He walked into the middle of, maybe it was a street, maybe it was a highway, a bridge. He walked into the middle of the bridge, clapped his hands, and all them cursed spirits came out. I would like to see. Okay, here is one thing that I would like to see from season 3, and this is just me coming from an anime only, so all you manga readers don't gotta spoil it. I would like to see if Yuji is able to change Yuta's mind about the execution, because I feel where Yuta's coming from, but I've also seen Yuji's feats from season 1 up to this point, and I would like to see if he could change Yuta's mind.
I would be shocked. Like, I know we're like, oh, they just killing people off, but Yuta, they gave Yuta a lot of oomph in JJK Zero. Like, there's a lot of investment in this character. I think it would be like a waste to the story if season 2 we lose Yuta that quick. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one special grade curse user that we kind of got left that's out in the open that's known.
But let me put it in this perspective for you. I feel like they could, and maybe the selling point, because Yuji's a vessel. Yuji is his own character, but if put it flat on the table, he is a vessel. So I could see them trying to get rid of Yuji, and then now the point wasn't Yuji, the point was Sukuna.
Yes, but I like story-wise and the fact that the manga's ongoing, I would assume, at least now, Yuji's going, like, there's going to be a Yuji Yuta fight. That can't go that can't go without happening. There's going to be a fight. But I could totally see, like, the dude with the voice powers, I'm sorry that I'm forgetting his name since Yuta was friends with him. I could see him popping up. I could see Maki coming up.
Togi. Togi, right? Or Toji?
Togi or Toji.
Togi, not Toji.
Toge. I could see some of them coming up in Yuji's defense. Mid-fight, after the fight, we need you on our side. We need to free Gojo. Because a Gojo rescue mission would be fire.
It would honestly depend. I think, because we have to look at the aftermath with other characters. I can't see that Togi guy. Just because of the fact that Sukuna tore his ass up.
Yeah, he might be out of commission, but like
he might.
Yeah.
I think Yuji is in a very, very sticky situation at this point. Because it's kind of like, yes, we know you as Yuji, but when you turn up and become Sukuna, no holds bars. Like, you could do anything. Like, forget the friendships and everything that we had, the memories that we spared. Like, when Sukuna comes in, you go out.
Yeah, like, even the dude with the sword told Panda, like, hey, if I get the chance, I'm killing Yuji.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think he's in a real sticky situation. I won't doubt that there may be some people who try to vouch for him, but given what Sukuna just did in Shibuya, he is in a real sticky situation.
It's gonna be hard.
And that's why I think it's going to be a civil war. I think may happen, I feel like Yuji, he's going to have his little crew, and that's going to be the Gojo crew, kind of like Dumbledore's war type stuff. Like, it's going to be the Gojo crew. Then you got the Jujutsu Society crew. You got the curses. You got the newborn curses who are just wild cards, and the newborn curse users. And I feel like they're going to try to get Yuta on the Gojo squad, because that will be their best alliance. Yuta is better off alive in terms of the Gojo squad's initiative to free Gojo and fix all of this than dead.
Yuji or Yuta?
Yuta is better off alive, and Yuji.
Okay.
They're gonna have to convince him pretty hard, though.
That's what I'm saying. I see it both ways. I definitely see it both ways. If they
Maki just gotta hit a split for him.
That's all it takes. I guess that's all it takes.
That's all it took for the anime only. Come on, out of all the things that's talked about on JJK, the longest thing that's been on Twitter history for JJK has been Maki
I was
split.
a Maki fan before that scene. I was a Maki fan when she went toe-to-toe with her sister and grabbed that bullet out of thin air.
And what about the other 75% of Maki fans?
I'm not in that. We don't have to discuss.
They in your fan group represent talk for them, speak for them.
They show people in it.
Look, I'm a Nanami fan, and I gotta acknowledge that them folks.
Hey, then them freaky frogs. There you go.
JJK got some freaky frogs.
Freaky frogs.
Freaky frog fans.
I just feel like let's be serious. Let's be serious. I think both sides are plausible. My situation and the situation that you brought up. I just feel like it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be a great fight, though. It is.
That's one thing I can say.
This is what I was about to say. If the mission to save Gojo weighs heavier on Yuta than getting Yuji out the way, I can see them pushing him over. I can see them getting Yuta on their side. Like, I'm not really effing with Yuji. We not buddies. This don't make us brothers. This don't make us friends. But you and I have the same sensei. and I want to save Gojo. You want to save Gojo. Let's go get Gojo.
And also another thing, also that curse that Sukuna defeated, I need to remember the details. But does Fushiguro does Megumi Fushiguro not have control over it? Because that's a whole ceremony where you got to subdue it, but no curse user in all of the Zenin family could subdue it. Now that Sukuna interrupted the ceremony and off the blonde haired dude, does Fushiguro not have control of that cursed spirit? Because if Fushiguro has control of that cursed spirit or just unlock some new unique Zenin skill, now he's special grade level. And my whole thing is, Yuta's biggest competition might be Fushiguro now. And Fushiguro ain't leaving Yuji's side. Let's just keep it a buck.
He don't even know. He don't even know what went down for real. He been unconscious for most of it.
Yeah.
But even if he don't, he ain't finna lose the opportunity to save Gojo, and Yuji's going to be some of his biggest help in saving Gojo because he don't know Yuta. He don't know who Yuta is. He's sitting here like, Yuji, my boy.
I think that might be it.
You see what I'm saying?
I think that might be it because we just brought up the fact that we just named like several people who know Yuta from Jump.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be like a Civil War type thing where people are just gonna have to pick sides, and it's Yuta, my homeboy, we went back to school in 2000 and whatever, but Yuji been my boy for a couple months, and but he also just wrecked the city, and I just
we're gonna get those, and we also gonna get the I know Yuji. And one thing about it, I don't even know if you could beat Sukuna. That's another thing. Yuta, you here, you could probably beat Yuji, but when Sukuna come out, I trust Gojo to beat him before I trust you.
And that's all I'm saying is that some of these announcements that came after Shibuya are temporary solutions. These are solutions that are going to ease the public for a period of time, and in that period of time, they got to get something real together.
Yeah, because just being honest,
because Sukuna could easily come back, somebody else eat his fingers. Then what?
Yeah, true.
Like we'll give it this. Yuta, he beat Geto in a 1-on-1. That was before Geto had Mahito. That was before he had Kaka. What's the dude name? That's before he had That's before Kenjaku took over his brain, and Kenjaku been getting a whole lot of spirits under him lately, including Mahito.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest. Yuta, that rematch or whatever, he might not win. So we don't know.
But the other thing is that we might be sleeping on Yuta too. We don't know what that man been dealing with out in Africa.
That's true.
Now we have access to almost every curse users of power.
But what you said is also true. We got two true statements at the same time. Geto has powered up from the last time he fought Yuta. But we also don't know what Yuta's been up to since he's been gone.
Then we don't know how Megumi is going to power up after this Sukuna incident. We don't know what he's sitting on right now.
We also don't know Sukuna released control to Yuji. But Yuji has 15 Sukuna fingers in his system. So we don't know how that's gonna work.
How does this even impact Yuji's powers now?
That's what I'm saying.
Will Yuji at some point even be able to gain access to Sukuna's cursed spirit abilities?
That's what I'm saying. Is it gonna turn into that Naruto Nine Tails thing?
Yeah, I think Sukuna would have to allow that though.
Right, he would. But depending, I'm just seeing like let's put it like this. Yuji has been sentenced to death. If Sukuna really liked what he's working with Yuji's, because Yuji's young, he's strong, he got his own, even without Sukuna on top, he has his own level of strength. If Sukuna really wants that vessel, he might.
And Sukuna still won't Sukuna wants Megumi to survive. He's shown that twice at this point. Sukuna wants to fight Gojo just for the hell of it. Like, there are some strong people who want Yuji to survive.
I think there are some reasons for Sukuna, if he wanted to give Yuji some of his power to make that merge. There are some reasons for him to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though, like, oh my gosh, we got Yuta and JJK Zero, there's still some folks out here. There's still some power out here.
I would just like to see, when we get to season 3, now that this big event has happened, how is everybody leveling up after this? What's the aftermath of everybody leveling up the way that they've leveled up in Shibuya? Because everybody did it out of circumstance. But now what's the aftermath? What's the side effects? What's the consequences of y'all leveling up and doing all this stuff in Shibuya? And what's finna go down in this Culling game arc?
Right. And the manga readers, they spoiled Maki, but if Maki turned out like Toji, honestly, I don't know whose side she's going to be on. She seems to like Yuji. She seems to love her underclassmen and his Team Gojo, but she liked Yuta. Story-wise, I see a good fight in Yuta joining Team Gojo. That's how I see it happening.
I could see it.
That's how I see it.
That is a good point about Maki though, because I wonder with her being bad, like Maki was burnt up. Yeah. And I would want to know how that has affected, because she can't see. She has to use cursed objects. So like at what's been messed up to the point that she can't work the way that she used to work.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she made a divine pack like Toji. Like I wonder if that's going to happen at some point.
I want to say that maybe she just didn't do that just because her whole history with the clan itself.
But wasn't Toji like kind of excommunicated from the clan too, basically?
I don't think she was excommunicated. I think she just left just because
she left.
what was going down.
See, that's another thing. Like, I want to know, like, because Toji, part of his ability is the fact that he was naturally like strong and everything, and his lack of curse energy. But he also had the divine pack. I wonder if Maki's finna make a divine pack at some point. Like, could she find a curse to make a pack?
I mean, she might change. I mean, she might turn around and change her mind. She didn't got toe up in Shibuya, and then she
if I got toe up like that, we might have to make some shake too.
Like she didn't got toe up in Shibuya, so I mean, like everybody got to come up with a new plan. Like the path to being, righteous and to not dive into like your clan's techniques, trying to prove a point. Shibuya done told y'all like that's over.
Yeah.
The path to being righteous is over because y'all didn't cut up.
And before we forget, Mechamaru was right. Them folks were sitting there watching his girlfriend listen to him, and they was like, "How he think we're weak? He think we weak." Did y'all see what happened when y'all went out there?
Y'all showed up and didn't do nothing to Geto.
Like, Mechamaru was right. He called y'all weak because y'all is.
I honestly thought that Geto and Yorahime, they got the ice technique. I really thought that they was gonna kill all of them, and I was like, y'all,
like,
because this was the final battle. Like they got everybody in this one spot to fight Geto and Yorahime, and then they showed up, and I was just like, if they wanted to make an example out of y'all, they could
easily. Y'all did nothing. Baby girl shot that one bullet. Didn't he catch it or something? Like, come on now, baby girl.
He caught the bullet. The girl on the broom tried to do some wind technique. He slapped it away.
Yeah.
I
caught the sword.
Who was it? Miwa did the little sword thing. He caught it, broke the sword. I was like,
all right, y'all. That's
y'all
all
trash. Y'all trash. Like, get out of here.
When they showed up, I was 100% convinced that all four of them were going to die in this last episode.
Yeah.
The fact that they survived,
have it.
Have it.
They gonna turn up in season 3.
The power of Mechamaru was over y'all.
And in real life, they need to give Toji the Jaime Lannister treatment. Get that man a gold hand so he can be put back on the battlefield.
Or something.
Now, y'all, like,
because
he's also up there in terms of, like, what we got left.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm ready for season 3. I'm ready for season 3.
For sure.
I'm
ready for it right now.
But that was all of the topics that we had. Did you guys have any final thoughts or opinions on JJK season 2 before we close out?
I feel bad for who got to edit my audio and stuff after this.
That would be me. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Yeah, just that one mess up.
Yeah. Nothing from you, Antoine?
No. Looking forward to season 3. We got a minute, though, to process all these deaths.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of anime coming out this year too, bro.
it is.
Y'all seen y'all? I loaded up them review ideas in our Trello. There's a lot of anime coming out.
Yeah, I saw.
It's a
So
lot.
just know we got content on the way. So if that's it, one, I want to thank you both, Antoine and Ryan, for joining me on our first mob review and episode of 2024. Whoop whoop. The Blerd Mob is back. Two, I want to thank everybody who tuned into this episode, whether you're listening or watching. It is appreciated. Whether this is your first time or 50th time listening to us, is always appreciated. Three, we got a couple new things that we debuted. Just one new thing we debuted 2023. Please join the Discord, our community Discord. We'll be posting updates for things that we got coming up for the week. You'll get updates to be the first to know when we drop an episode. We're getting into game streaming now for anybody who's been paying attention. So all of those updates will be coming to the Discord. So if you want to know when we're going to be streaming something game-wise, you'll get that notification in the Discord. So make sure.
We multi-talented. We got game streaming, movie reviews.
We get in there. We're getting the bag.
A music playlist. Like, what do we not do over here?
We're getting the bag. But if there is something that we're not doing that you would like to see us do, in the Discord, we have a suggestion box channel. So another reason to join the Discord and let us know what else you would like to see from the Blerd Mob podcast. You can also find us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Just search the Blerd Mob podcast and make sure you give us a follow. Check out our affiliate links, affiliate link. We still have our affiliate link with Entertainment Earth. You can get you some statues, some Funko Pops like Ryan has behind him. Now you get the few of mine that you can see behind my chair. So make sure you check those out and support the mob. If you don't want to buy anything from Entertainment Earth, you can give us a straight donation using our Ko-fi link, which is also in the description of this episode, whether you're listening audio or video. So that was a lot of things I just said just now. If you didn't catch it all, just read the description. And with that being said, this is the mob checking out. Peace. That's how I feel.
It's a child.
It is a child, yeah.
With no parents.
Y'all don't know that. I was just playing when I said that.
And a snake.
And a table, apparently.
And ice and firepower look like.